something a bit different today. I thought it would be fun to put together a list of my top 10 least favorite horror tropes. I like tropes, I like cliches, they make a genre what it is in some ways. That rhymed. But I did manage to muster up a list of 10 of my least favorite horror movie tropes. Some of these came right out of my noggin. And to get up to 10, I did have to look through some lists of movie tropes just to kind of pick out, oh yeah, I don't like that. So here's what we've got. Horror movie trope I hate, number 1, the car crash jump scare. That gets me every time, especially if it's like the characters are having a conversation and you're just really into the conversation and then whoop, bam! Oh, it's just so loud and so jarring and abrupt, and I think it is played out. It is done too many times, and I am sick of it. Look, I like a good jump scare as much as the next person, but I feel like the car crash jump scare is a little too cataclysmic. Number 2, this is the trope that actually inspired me to start this list. This is something I hate to see in horror movies. The situation where the main character accidentally kills their friend thinking their friend is the bad guy. You know, like you hear someone coming around the corner, so you're ready, and then you attack them when they come around the corner. Oh, and it was your friend, it wasn't the killer. Oh, that is devastating. There is a certain movie that this happens in. I don't want to give spoilers in case you haven't seen it. It's a well-known movie, but that was like, oh my gosh, the first time I saw that happen, it was just a bummer. It's just such a bummer. Number 3, y'all know, Grape. Grape. I don't know why I'm such a stickler about this, but I just think most of the time it's gratuitous, and that's another thing that's just like, it's not fun upsetting, it's just like genuinely emotionally upsetting. Most of the time it doesn't contribute to a story. It's so funny because like so many people don't like when the animal gets killed in a movie. But me, I personally don't care, but I hate to see Grape in a movie. It really just kind of kills the mood for me. Okay, trope number 4. I forgot I put this one on here. When a character is being pursued by a car, the character is on foot and they're being chased by a car and they just run straight down the road. This happens in so many movies. Instead of like, you know, running off of the road and into the woods or wherever, they just run straight down the road. It's one thing to run up the stairs when the killer is in the house or whatever, but to run straight down the road when a car is chasing you and the car can only go straight? What the hell is that? Trope number 5 that I despise. It's the intense drama / emotional scenes in movies. Especially like at the beginning, you know, to set the stage or whatever. I'm thinking about the beginning of Midsummer, for example. I think it is so bizarre because I am not watching horror to cry a little bit or to be emotionally upset, if that makes sense. So it's just really weird when they incorporate drama into horror movies. That's just not my style. So it does annoy me. I suppose if we're choosing between like tragedy horror and humorous horror, I am gonna lean more towards the comedy because I don't really like super emotional movies, so I don't want something that's gonna make me shed a tear, you know? Trope number 6. Let's split up. This happens so much, and I know it drives everybody crazy. Like, in what world is splitting up the good thing to do right now? It's a lot like the running straight down the road when you're being chased by a car. It's just not logical. There are better ways to weave an interesting story without having your characters repeat stupid crap. that they do in all these other movies. As frustrating as the let's split up is, it can be funny. Trope number 7, twisting an ankle when being pursued. This happens so much, and I know it's designed to upset and frustrate the audience, but I'm like, you can do it, you got this, and then they twist their freaking ankle. I'm like, you're worthless now. I guess it's super frustrating because it happens so many times, and yet every time I'm like, no! I don't know why everyone chooses to do that, the twisting of the ankle, the falling and twisting of the ankle. What is the fascination? Horror movie trope number 8. Based on actual events, based on real events, based on a true story. We need to stop with that. We really need to stop with that. Look, I think it's a little more passable now because we are able as individuals to Google it, to fact check, to get the true story behind the true story. But like back in the day when people couldn't like go look it up, they're just fed this based on true events, and they tried to take it for what it was. And most of the time it's not even close to being true. It's just, that's annoying. Trope number 9, people that won't die. Some of these trope lists mention the unkillable killer, which is kind of frustrating. I'm looking at you, Michael Myers. But I think it can go for any character. Like there's this movie that I really like where somebody gets like stabbed in the head and you're like, oh, okay, bye. And then they come back a couple scenes later, just fine. They're just fine. I think that kind of thing is a little annoying. I'm not really sure how hard it is to kill someone in real life, but some of these people in these movies seem unkillable. Okay, and this isn't necessarily like a trope. It's just like a trend, okay? And this, I actually took this item from an article on Plex. The lack of male nudity. I really appreciate when movies do insert male nudity because so many times it's just about the ladies being nude, and there are reasons for that, but I just think it needs to be a bit more balanced. I've said this before in other videos. It needs to be a bit more balanced, I think. So I would like to see that addressed a little bit more. We need more equality in nudity. Okay, that was just a fun little top 10 least favorite horror movie tropes. What kind of things do you hate to see in movies, or cliches that you think are overused? Let me know. And yes, I am gonna do a top favorite horror movie tropes later on, so check back for that. But as you know, everyone likes the negative stuff, so we went with the negative one first. That's all I've got for you, so ciao for now.